Hey you guys, it's Ty and welcome back to my channel where I hope you guys stay uplifted, motivate you, and find peace amongst yourself. So if this is your first time here, go ahead and give this video a big thumbs up by leaving a like. Make sure you're commenting down below and make sure you're subscribed by turning on your notification bell, as well as follow me on my Instagram and my Twitter at Ty_guidance and on Facebook at Talks with Ty to stay up to date. And all of that information will be down in excuse me, will be down in the description box below. Good evening, good morning, or good afternoon, you guys. Today is Monday. Happy Monday, you guys. It is October 4th, 2021. I hope you guys have enjoyed your weekend and are enjoying the month of October so far. Don't mind my drink, you guys, in the background. I also had it in the thumbnail, but I just want to say thank you so much, everyone who has been turning their notifications on, and for those of you who are stopping by checking me out, by seeing my first video that I ever made, as well as YouTube search. I see you guys have been typing my name, so thank you guys so much for taking your time to watch my video. And thank you so much to Bryson Jackson and those of you who leave feedback and let me know what you guys think. It means a lot. So with that being said, welcome back, you guys. It is currently going on 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, so I hope you guys have had a productive day. I've understood that Instagram and Facebook has been down, so hopefully you guys were productive. If not, we shall see how this week is going to continue to go on. So just making sure we're reflecting, practicing daily, and living our best life. So something that I do, for those of you who are new here, is not only look at myself at the camera, JK, but something I like to do is look up specific keywords in the title/topic. And the reason for that, not only to refresh your mind as well as mine, but on my channel, because I suggest and advise information and I give you guys factual information that can inform you and educate you. I like to see how it's processed, so understanding the perspective how someone else may interpret, and I like to define the keywords in the title/topic. So like I said, not to only reassure you all, but to have that general understanding of what it means and how the title and the topic of what we're going to go over can be effective to you. So with that being said, let me clear my throat. And let's go ahead and start today's video. For today's video, we will go over and discuss what does it mean to set your priorities. So for this month of October, what I've realized specifically was, one, to be strategic with my channel as I've been more consistent in applying myself actively and taking action, was to be strategic and to be specific. And what I realized for this month that I wanted to talk about and go over for you guys for the theme was making priorities. So that's the playlist for the month of October, and that's what I based off of the video ideas that I came up with. Because fun fact, for those of you who are new here, I edit, I record, I create, I upload, and I come up with my ideas. So I am a one-man, one-band show. I edit, I do my thumbnails, I do everything by myself, you guys. I am the editor, the CEO, the recorder, the uploader, the thumbnail. It's just me until I am able to, be fortunate to, work with you all, which will be very soon, because my channel, your channel, is growing, as well as coming up with a name. Because for my subscribers who are, genuine, I don't like to call you guys subscribers, because you guys are people, and just like me, I'm a person. I'm not too big with content with being like labeling people, but so far I've been calling you guys La Familia, which means family. You guys, I know poquita, a little bit of Spanish. I know Spanish and English. Those are the main two languages that I can speak. I've been working, the third language I've been working on is Arabic. And I know you guys are probably like, Arabic, but it's kind of like Spanish. It's like, well, for me, what I realized is based off of like gender. So like in Spanish, where it's like male and female, it's the same thing in Arabic. But what does it mean? What does it mean to what does it mean to set your priorities? That's what we're going to be talking about for today. So the keywords that I broke down and I want to go over really quickly to define for you guys are the words set and priorities. So a set is something that you do. So setting something means you're putting it down, you lay down, or you stand something in a specified place or position, or you're putting it into a specified state. So to place something means you're putting it in a particular position. The word put means to move or to place in a particular position. So the word priorities can be used as a noun. So a priority is when you have the condition of a fact or being regarded or to treat something as important. So a prime concern, a first concern, something that is a priority is regarded as something that may be more valuable than others. So just having the importance. So what does it mean to set your priorities? Well, what I've realized is that when it comes to, just like I said, making content for you all and just figuring out who I am and how I want us to do things differently this year, because I've had my channel for almost 2 years now, was to be intentional. But in order for me intentional, I had to go through a lot of layers. And just like life, what I realized for me, I'm very simple. I do not like to complicate my life. I do not like things that make it problematic. Like, you guys, I don't like to stress. And I know you guys are probably looking at me like, one thing I realized, some loud car in the background, okay? Let's ignore that. One thing I realized is that I don't do well when it comes to stressing. Like, I've had depression because of myself, and I've had anxiety due to myself. And once I was able to heal my depression and heal my anxiety, I realized that being neutral and being balanced. So what I realized was helped me along my journey when it comes to setting my priorities is to decide, like, what are the most important things that are valuable to me. Like, we as people do not have enough time to do every single thing. So for example, we have 7 days a week, 365 days, 12 months. So for example, if we have 24 hours in a day, and let's just say I had to plan a birthday party, go to a wedding, go to a funeral, and let's just say I had a dog that I had to take to daycare. Realistically, I'm one person, like one man, one band, so I cannot do all of those tasks at one time. So what I want to suggest and advise to you guys when it comes to setting, what does it mean to set your priorities, is to go ahead and these utensils and these things that I'm about to list, you can get them from anywhere, from CVS, Walgreens, Walmart, Dollar Tree, Dollar General. I don't care where you get it from, but get you a writing utensil, whether it's a pen, whether it's a Sharpie. What else do I have? Okay, so as you guys can see, I have this tray here of writing utensils. I don't have any pencils, but like a pen, a writing utensil, it does not matter. Okay, let's go ahead. If you're like me, you're old school, and get you a notebook or a piece of paper or some papers, put it in a folder, a binder. It doesn't have to be fancy. If you want it to be fancy, that's on you. I'm not going to tell you what you should do, but just taking the time to make a list. And on this list, I want you to write down needs and wants. And throughout your life, as you grow and as you're able to experience life and what you're exposed to, write down your needs and wants. And that's really important. That's something that I do. And once again, I do not suggest and advise information that I do not use for myself, because then that's just my opinion, and I believe everyone has an opinion. They're like booty holes. What's the purpose of telling somebody's opinion if it's not going to help them? That's like me. I don't take people's opinions if it's not going to benefit me. Anybody can just say what they want. So writing down your needs and your wants, and the reason why I want to suggest and advise that and what's helped me along my journey is to become more strategic, was to realize, like, what do I need and what do I want? Because when you're able to understand the difference between your needs and your wants, you can actually focus and accomplish. So like I said, if I have 10,000 things to do and I can only do them within 3 days out of the 7, being realistic, because I don't like to stress, you guys. I remember I've stressed maybe recently once this year, and you guys, I'm not saying this to like comfort anybody, but like, I stressed and I got a gray hair, and for me, oh my gosh, it's overwhelming for me. Like, everybody has different things that they get overwhelmed with. Me having gray hair almost gave me a heart attack. Okay, so to avoid the heart attack, to avoid any more gray hairs, I have to not stress. So writing down your needs and your wants. What does it mean when you set your priorities? You're able to understand what it is that you need and what you want, and the difference between your needs and your wants is going to be based off of you. So for example, what I did this year was write down what I need and what I wanted. So therefore, I'm able to understand, okay, within this time, within these couple of months, within these couple of days, what can I do so I'm not feeling overwhelmed? Like, understand what things are most important to you so you're able to deal with them. So like when it comes to going back to school, when it goes to work, you're able to focus and identifying and learning to live through your priorities. So naming your values. So like, what is valuable to me? And this is why on my channel, and what I've realized, I think it's very interesting, you guys, but it's very personal, something for me to say, but I think it's interesting how like we're in a time where a lot of people have been lost, but a lot of people are just trying to do things that do not align with them and they're disappointed. And I'm just gonna say this because I care about you. For anybody watching my channel, do not be anybody else other than yourself. Like, you stress yourself out more when you try to look like someone else, when you try to do what other people are doing. Take some time to yourself. Like, if you're depressed, be depressed. If you don't want to get up and make your bed, don't make your bed. Do not get up. Like, earlier today, I intentionally wanted to make my video earlier today. I did not feel like making my video today. One, because I'm capable of doing that. I work for myself, so I can make my videos whenever I want to. But knowing that, do not pressure yourself or do not force yourself to do something that you don't want to do. When you have to force yourself to do something you want to do, you're not going to appreciate it or understand why you have to do it. So taking time, like, what does it mean to set your priorities? You're able to take time, you're able to reflect, and you're able to realize what it is that you want for yourself. So you want to maintain, you want to improve, and you want to be in charge of what you're doing. Like, learning to realize what is urgent to you and what's not urgent. So for example, if, let's just say, I had to plan a birthday party versus taking my dog to daycare. Like, me taking my dog to daycare, if I have to plan the birthday party while I'm, out and about and I can't bring my dog with me, then my first priority would be drop off my dog. So my dog, I don't have a dog, but this is an example. Drop off my dog to daycare. So while my dog is at daycare, I can go ahead and make a list. Like, do I need balloons? Do I need, okay, you guys, sorry, I just got an Instagram notification. I guess Instagram is now working. After 20,000 hours, 8 hours later, you guys, 8 hours later, Instagram is finally working. But understanding what your needs and your wants are so you can figure out what's urgent, because once again, you don't want to stress yourself out. Anybody who supports me, we are not here to stress, okay? And I know you guys are like, okay, so if you don't stress, what do I do? Me personally, I use recreational substances. And one thing that is also about me that I love about myself, and this is why you guys are seeing that through my personality as I post my videos, is that I'm myself. I'm not going to tell you what you can and cannot do. Like, at the end of the day, if you love someone, and I love everybody equally, I don't like everyone equally, you will support them and will be there for them. So if I use recreational services like herbs and it helps me, as long as I'm not harming nobody, I'm not overusing it or causing it to concern my health or anybody's physical health, do what works for you. If you listen to rock music and you like metal music, because I don't judge, this is a judge-free channel, listen to your rock music. Do not allow other people, especially people you do not want to be like, to make you feel bad about having your priorities. Because what is really helping along my journey is to, one, for me to really understand what my needs and wants are, because your needs and wants are not going to be the same as my needs and wants. So how I'm able to, decide when I want to post my videos. If you're not a YouTuber or if you do not have content to post, you're not going to have the same schedule as me. So that's why on my channel I suggest and advise information for you guys, and for you genuine people who understand that, you guys know that. So creating a do's and a don't list. So just getting paper and pen, or if you're fancy, like I know some people who have tablets, or if you have, like, I can't show you guys, but, or actually maybe I can. Let me see. Can I flip my camera? Can I flip my camera? I can't flip my camera, you guys. Okay, so like my head probably looks big. Let me see if I can. I don't know if you guys can see. I have a MacBook Air. I don't know what it looks like right now, you guys. Turn it back over. Technical difficulties. Using your computer, using a tablet, getting a calendar, or I forgot what it's called, an organizer or planner to write down if you want to be technical. But one thing I realized, make sure you save your information if you're gonna have anything on a computer, because you guys, I spilled soda on my MacBook, and when I had to go get it fixed and I didn't back it up, all my information was on my computer. So just keep in mind. But just, what does it mean to set your priorities? Having clear intentions. Like, a lot of people are lost, and one thing I've also to realize is that do things when you feel like it. A lot of people I've seen, and I'm not calling these people out because who am I? But a lot of people are just like, just do this, just do that, and it's just like, if you don't feel like doing something, why would you just tell someone to do something? This is why on my channel I'm very grateful that I realized to be specific and strategic with certain ways about going and certain new things. But I've also realized that the people who are trying to be something that they're not, the advice they're giving, when people ask them questions, they get stuck. And this is why it's so important to be yourself, because I'm a firm believer what you put out is what you get. For those people who know, you know who you are. And I don't need to, like I said, give you the audacity, but it's just like, don't tell people what to do. I don't tell you guys what to do. You guys know I'm not going to tell you what to do, because it's too many people in the world for me to be like, okay, this person has to do this and that. Like, it's one thing to suggest and advise information, but if you're not able to understand someone, I don't know why I just put that on now, because I've been supposed to wear this, but sometimes it makes my finger uncomfortable, you guys. Understanding, everyone copes and processes with their life differently, and that's why, like, I've realized for me, like, I do things how I want to. Like, I'm not your typical healer who is like, you have to do this or you must do that if you don't do this. Like, I'm younger, so like, for those healers who are up in age, you know, do your thing. If it works, it works. Like, if you know, you say what you're about, you know, you're not gonna have nothing to worry about. But when you guys watch my videos, I want you guys to hold me accountable, and that I'm not just saying anything and I'm not just speaking from my opinion. That's why I try to give you guys factual information. I look up keywords. So setting your priorities is going to come back with what you're able to do. So for example, if you have school this week and you have, let's just say, 3 assignments, and you didn't feel like doing nothing, and let's just say they're due by Friday, take your time. Like, if you do nothing today, try your best to either put in an hour and 30 minutes tomorrow by Tuesday. If not, by Wednesday, have one of them done. Like, and doing small things. What I realized was helped me along my journey when it comes to setting my priorities was being realistic. Like, starting off small. Like, when I first had to learn how to be consistent, because everybody's just like, be consistent, Ty, be consistent. And I'm just like, well, what does that mean? And how do I become consistent if I've never been consistent before? Like, learning to break things down and doing a little bit, because those little steps eventually add up to your path. Like, a lot of people sort of realize, they're like, yeah, just do that, just do that. And it's just like, if somebody's depressed, if somebody has anxiety and you're yelling and you're screaming at them, you're not really considered, or you're just like, oh, all you gotta do is just do that. If that was the situation, why isn't the whole world on the same page? So learning to be mindful, do not listen to outside noises that do not align with you. That's the same thing for you all. If my messages are not for you, do not continue to watch me, because I don't know what your purpose is. But for those of you who are watching because you care, continue to take notes, because that's all I can do. Like, I'm not expecting anything. I've been working on my channel within the past year. I've been, I could say, the most productive, because when I first started, like anybody, I was excited, and then I had to realize that, you know, I have no idea what I'm doing. And just because you don't know what you're doing doesn't mean that, you know, you give up on yourself. You just had to learn, and that's something I had to learn to do, was become more specific and strategic. So what does it mean to set your priorities? You're able to separate your priorities. You're able to contemplate before, you know, committing. You're able to understand what's urgent, you know, what isn't urgent. You're able to be realistic, and you're able to be fair. So don't be so hard on yourself. Like I said, you guys, I don't like to stress, because I don't want gray hair. I haven't had anxiety in a long time, because in the year 2016, I was 19. That's the last time I had expectations. I remember I was supposed to go out with this group of people, and I've outgrown a lot of people in my life because of my mentality. But I remember I was waiting on these people to go out, and like I said, everyone does not think like you. So once you understand that everyone is not you and that nobody owes you anything, and what I mean by that is being a good person is being a good person. Like just because you're a good person doesn't mean everyone that's around you is gonna be a good person. Like just because I come on here and promote positivity or try to be calm doesn't mean everybody in the world is, because they're not, and they're not, you know, wrong or right for doing so. And the same thing with me. But when I had a group of friends, I was waiting on them, and like usually I wouldn't have people wait, because one thing I don't tolerate, one of my pet peeves, is my time. Like money, I can spend my money, get it right back, but my time, very valuable. And these people knew like I didn't like to wait, and like they waited and waited and waited and waited until the last moment. And then when they finally were about to come get me, I was like, I don't even want you to come, because it's just like I wouldn't have allowed that. So having expectations, learning to do things for yourself, and setting priorities by letting people know that, you know what, if you could sit here and think you're about to play my time, I don't need to be around you. And removing yourself and knowing that it's okay, because now nobody wastes my time. I don't even waste my time. So realizing that it takes time to set priorities, that you have to figure out what it is that you want to do. And it's okay, because beginning of this year, or the beginning of 2020, and I'm in this video, beginning of last year, I had a goal. And I reached a little bit. I didn't reach completely, but I started. And I had to realize the beginning of this year, you know, what I was doing with myself and having a goal. Like, there is nothing wrong with, setting a goal. Now, one thing I will say is don't be so focused on the end of your goal, but be more concerned of putting into the goal. So, for example, just because you say that you could do something at a certain age or a certain time doesn't mean it's gonna happen. That's what I mean, like, don't be focused on the end, be focused on putting in the effort that it takes, so therefore when you do reach that goal, you can say, wow, like I put in this work and this is what I was able to accomplish. Because there are a lot of people, I'm just gonna say this, you guys, and I'm gonna end this because now it's getting based off of my opinions. There are a lot of people I see who are like, oh, you shouldn't have goals at a certain standard or a certain age. And it's just like, why not? Who wants to be 1,000 years old to be able to do what they want to do? If you have the resources, if you have the tools, if you have the knowledge, and you're passionate and you have the strength to do something, I'm going to tell you to do it, because you only do get one life. You don't need to wait 100 years to do something if you can do it within the first 10 or 20 years of your life. Everybody is different. That's why, you guys, I'm starting to realize when it comes to some of the people that I look up to, that I don't look up to them no more, because they're really disappointing. And it's disappointing because it's just like everybody doesn't have the same intentions. But that's my fault for, you know, not really paying attention to them. And that's the same thing for me. I want you guys to pay attention to what I say as well as what I do and suggest and advise, because I have genuine intentions. And once again, realizing that everyone's not going to have, you know, the same motive, and that's okay. But there's some people who are just doing it for money, and me, I'm doing it because it's like I don't have nothing else to do and I don't mind. And at the end of the day, I know that in order for me to, you know, be satisfied with the world that I live in, I have to be able to work on myself. So I post these videos for me as well as my genuine subscribers. Anybody else who doesn't, you know, want to get with the program, have a nice day. I hope you enjoyed your day and live your best life. But don't wait to do something. But if you are going to do something, take your time and do it when you want to. So if you're tired and you don't feel like cleaning for a week, take that time to rest, because it doesn't make sense to stress yourself out, cause yourself anxiety, or be depressed. Like, I was depressed for like 3 years before I started to physically get myself together, and I didn't let a single person tell me that I had to do something. If anybody tells you what you have to do, like, just be mindful of that. And if people genuinely care about your intentions, they're not going to tell you what you should or shouldn't be doing. They can suggest and advise information and let you know that if you need somebody to confide in, you know, that they're there. Other than that, take your time. So what does it mean to set your priorities? You're able to decide what's important to you and what's not. Until next time, you guys, peace.